Happy hump day, everybody. Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. I'm your host, David On Point. Right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins. Welcome into another edition of Prime Sports World. This is going to be the crossover, and today we are going to predict the 2022-23 NBA season awards. Who is going to take home every major award in the NBA? So that is going to be fun. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're looking for consistent content on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you've come to the right place. We go live basically every single day, including we did a double dose today of Prime Sports World. This is the second show that we're running today. First one was Fantasy Football Weekly, hosted by me and the CEO of Prime Sports World, Mr. Israel Rivera. So hopefully you guys all checked out that show. Please like, share, subscribe, including go over to that Facebook page or the YouTube channel. We're trying to build up a second brand over there on the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe over there as well. TJ, the NBA season is already underway, and it's already getting interesting. It's already getting interesting, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's one game.
But yeah, this is going to be our awards show. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, I've shared the StreamYard link into all of the places, including the main Prime Sports World Facebook page. So if you want to join us and talk a little NBA action, more than welcome to do so. TJ, before we get into any of the individual awards, let's just talk about which award you're most interested in this season. And then we'll get into the actual awards themselves.
I'm always intrigued by the Most Improved award because that shows me which guys took that off-season work seriously, who worked on their game, who took that unexpected leap forward in their game. So and it's always a surprise when we always think we have a clue on who it is, and all of a sudden it's always the person that no one expects, like who won the
Ja Morant.
Right, well, he shouldn't have been we already agreed that he had no business.
If Desmond Bane won, nobody thought that Desmond Bane was going to be the most improved player of the year.
But no one also thought Miles Bridges was going to get out to the start that he did. So, because the first 2 months of the season, they was penciling in Miles Bridges' name on the award, and then cliff happened. So he
for sure hit a wall, and he definitely. And Ja Morant, he just kind of changed the way most improved player is now going to be viewed, I think. So let's get into it. The first award that we're going to talk about is Rookie of the Year. The main cogs I think are on the screen there. Paulo Banchero, Jabari Smith, Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivey, Benedict Mathurin, who, if you have not seen his summer league dunk as a part of the Indiana Pacers, was nasty. And then Johnny Davis of the Washington Wizards. Those are just some of the notable names. But TJ, who do you have winning the Rookie of the Year? And do you have a dark horse? Because I picked a dark horse and who I actually think is going to win, and then I picked the dark horse guy for every single award.
Do I have a dark horse for this award? I think there's a bunch of dark horses. Right? I think there's a bunch of dark horses. One dark horse, I'm probably going to steal yours, but my dark horse is definitely Jaden Hardy down in Dallas.
He is not my dark horse, but that is
okay. That is good. Okay, thank God. All right, I didn't steal your dark horse. All right, so Jaden Hardy is my dark horse. He is arguably he could arguably easily be the steal of the draft. The dude fell to the second round. I don't know how he fell to the second round. The guy, he has NBA level coaching. He did the G League Ignite pathway program. He knows how to be a professional. He played against professionals. So Jaden Hardy is my dark horse to win Rookie of the Year. He's in a situation where he's gonna play for sure, right? I think a
I
lot
mean,
of rookies.
maybe.
No, he's gonna play. He's gonna play.
I don't know if he's going to play enough minutes to be Rookie of the Year, but I do like because if like there's a major injury to it, not that we're hoping for that or anything, but like he'll be more supplanted to a major role. I think an injury would have to happen for him to play enough minutes.
Well, I think there's not enough secure spots in that second rotation for the Mavericks, right? All right,
That's true. That's true.
Look at it. So you already know who it is. Luka at the 1, Dinwiddie at the 2, THJ at the 3, Wood at the 4, and probably
I actually think Spencer Dinwiddie will come off the bench and they'll do Dorian Finney-Smith at the 3, or Christian Wood might ever come off the bench. To be honest with you,
I doubt Christian Wood. No, you're not putting Christian Wood out. Bringing Christian Wood off the bench. But yeah, Jaden Hardy is my dark horse. I think if I had to pick an actual like somebody who's going to be for sure in the running from the guys that you have listed. Oh man, I probably have to go Jaden Ivey. I'm gonna go Jaden Ivey. He's already making an impact right now in Detroit. If I can pull up, because they're playing, a lot of people are playing right now,
But yeah, Jaden Ivey is actually my pick for the Rookie of the Year. I think he's in a situation where he's just going to be able to just handle the basketball, make mistakes, and learn from the game. I'm going to pull up the stat line right now for the Detroit Pistons. Jaden Ivey right now has 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He's 7 of 13 from the field. He's played 25 minutes. Him and Bogdan Bogdanovic have been their best player on that team. Kate Cunningham is pretty good too. But my dark horse actually is somebody who was in the top 5. It's actually Jabari Smith. I don't feel like he's being talked about enough as a guy who should be talked about as a guy who's going to be Rookie of the Year potential, because he gives you that what you might not get from a lot of these other guys in the rookie class. He's going to bring it on both ends of the floor every single night. Like the Houston Rockets don't need him necessarily to score. They have guys who can score. They need people that can defend. I'd look for Jabari Smith Jr. to be a 3 levels of defender. A guy who can switch on to bigs, switch on to smalls. He should be an elite defender as his immediate skill coming right off the bat.
During March Madness, Auburn was one of my picks to win it all because you do March Madness, you do the tournament challenge. Everybody has like 50,000 different brackets. Auburn was one of my winners, right? And he was the main reason why. Like obviously, I think having a 7'3" guy in Walker Kessler to help with the defense and shot blocking helps.
Yeah, for sure.
But he doesn't have that. And Alburn Shakun is, while he's nice,
he is a strictly offensive player.
Yeah. Yes. He
is I think a better offensive version of Enes Kanter.
I like that. But so he's gonna have to be that defensive anchor for the Houston Rockets. So yeah, but I don't hate that.
Moving on from that award, we got 6th Man of the Year, and I think the headliners of who could potentially win 6th Man of the Year is Tyler Hero, Jordan Poole, Malcolm Brogdon, Anthony Simons, Christian Wood, and Nashawn Highland. You may know him as Bones Highland. And my dark horse is on that screen. It is actually Bones Highland to be my dark horse guy to win the 6th Man of the Year. They traded away Monte Morris as a guy they liked up there coming off their bench. I think Bones Highland has earned it. He's going to be an offensive spark plug coming off their bench. He will be a guy who will give them on the offensive end for sure, be the 6th man. That's kind of been the recipe for winning the 6th Man of the Year, at least for the last couple of years, right? Be that guy that comes off the bench. These are microwave offense, immediate offense. Bones Highland should be able to provide that for the Denver Nuggets. My actual winner is Jordan Poole. The guy who got paid. He's for sure going to be a bench role this season with Klay Thompson coming off the bench, with coming back healthy for the start of the season. Jordan Poole is my winner of the 6th Man of the Year. I think he has a lot of that Tyler Hero to his game. And I actually think the reason that Tyler Hero is not going to win 6th Man of the Year, I think he's going to start a lot of games this season.
He started tonight, so you can definitely take Tyler Hero out of that running. You could probably take Malcolm Brogdon out of that too. I just think those two dudes are gonna start one too many games to be.
Yeah, maybe. I think Christian Wood too is probably going to start a lot of games with Dallas Mavericks. I don't know if he's starting for them right now, or when they play tonight, or tomorrow, whatever. I
got to pull it up, but I know. I think a dark horse that everybody would like to see like a guy like Caruso, but I don't think Caruso averages enough points
Yeah.
to win six man of the year plus. And it's the same thing with him. Like Caruso's probably going to start as long as he's healthy. Caruso's going to start a good portion of games this year for the Bulls.
Well, we certainly hope not, but yeah, that might happen.
Same thing with Anthony Simons. You don't think he's going to be starting next to Dame?
No, I mean, I don't really know what their rotation is going to be there in Portland. I'm not. I mean, I have no idea. Totally honest with you, I have no idea.
You don't think he's going to be starting? I think he's going to be starting, but I like it. Bones Highland pick. If I had to, I'm gonna go with. That's the thing. Like I think most of these dudes are going to be starting.
Yeah, six of the year is difficult to predict. So like, because you got to have a guy who's going to be good off their bench. I mean, Patty Mills coming off for the Brooklyn Nets could be a really good guy off their bench. I mean, they also have T.J. Warren could be somebody who puts up big numbers on the bench of the Brooklyn Nets.
What's his name? Why is his name escaping me? Like, could we see we see that from Klay Thompson? Like, could that be his new role?
I would be shocked. I mean, he started last night. I would be shocked if they moved to the bench.
Right? Like, see, that's the thing. Like, the past years, it was pretty obvious who was going to be, sixth man of the year and whatnot. Like, now it's like, this is probably the most wide open race.
I agree with you because it's tough to really predict who's going to be those dominant bench players. I mean, you could even make the argument that Kevin Love could potentially be a guy who's a sixth man of the year candidate this season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Because and that's something. I'm glad that situation turned around because it was ugly for a minute there.
100%. Yeah. And it's a good thing he's got his mental health. But if you had to predict who's going to actually win the award, who you got?
I'm gonna go with. Oh Jesus Christ! This is gonna be hard. I'm gonna go with Patty Mills.
Okay, I don't hate that. Right now, the Portland Jets, they do have Anthony Simons as a starting shooting guard, but with Gary Payton the second's out right now. I have no idea. I mean, Portland might not even be good this season. So if they're not that good, his chance of winning the sixth man of the year are pretty low.
Could you see a thing where, like, okay, let's say Gary Payton gets healthy. Can you see it because of his defensive prowess? Do you see a thing where they start Dame and him at the 1-2?
Yeah, I do think that could be a thing. And they have Josh Hart and Jeremy Grant. I think that could be a scenario. But Gary Payton's going to have to get healthy. I have no idea. And Shaden Sharp's another guy who's going to be coming off that bench. It could be somebody who's in the running for that award as well.
I think another one coming off the Nets, sticking with the Nets, is Cam Thomas.
I think if I was to bet on outside of Patty Mills, I think I'd rather have T.J. Warren as a betting guy that I think could.
Well, it's the same thing with him. He got to get healthy.
Yeah, true. Moving on from sixth man of the year, we got the most improved player of the award. Who do you think wins it in 2023? Some candidates that I have identified as somebody who could win the award is Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, R.J. Barrett, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, and Michael Porter Jr.
That guy.
Who do you have winning the award, and who's your dark horse?
That guy. That's Michael Porter Jr. I had him winning it. It's a lot at stake for him. So like, he got paid while he was hurt.
No, he got paid and then he got hurt.
Same thing.
It's not even close to the same thing. The Nuggets if the Nuggets could go back in time, they wouldn't have given him that contract.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't. It pretty much happened simultaneously. He got paid and he got hurt. But whatever. But you have to justify them giving you that money, bro.
Yeah, true.
Because there are people out there that think like David.
there are a lot of people out there that think like me. I mean, if he doesn't turn it around, that could be one of the worst contracts in the NBA.
So you got to justify why they gave you that extension. Like, dude, you have all the tools. Like, you could be special. We saw it. Like, it was in a bubble setting, but dude, you can be special. You're 6'10". You're a unicorn. You're a 6'10" small forward. There's only so many of you in the league. Like, literally, there's only like a handful.
I mean, a guy who can put it on the floor and shoot the three and create offensively. I mean, he's kind of a suspect defender, but as we mentioned in a lot of these shows, everybody in the NBA has become a suspect defender.
if I had a dark horse, I had a dark horse for most improved, and this is another one. This is pretty wide open, mostly because he has to, because he ain't got paid yet. Like he sees some of his counterparts getting money already, or at least contract extensions have talked. Pat Williams got to have a big year.
Yeah, I could see that too. My dark horse is actually somebody who's, because of John Morant winning the Most Improved Player of the Year, he's kind of put this award kind of on its head now. Like, where players that were like already good, like this used to be the award, like you just win it as you progress through your career, right? Like John Morant was already good, and then he was somehow the Most Improved Player of the Year. Like, yes, his numbers did improve, but the fact that he was the Most Improved Player of the Year, like, he was already an All-Star, and then he was the Most Improved Player. So my dark horse actually is Zion Williamson as the Most Improved Player of the Year. My dark horse is Zion Williamson. I think that if he's healthy, he puts his body into shape. He plays like 70 games. He averages 25, 10, 8 for the season. You could look at a guy who is Zion Williamson and be like, yeah, that's the Most Improved Player in the NBA. Do I think he's going to win it? No. Because he's already been good in the NBA. Like, it's but who I think is going to be the Most Improved Player of the Year, and if you know anything about me, you probably think I'm going to say a name, but I'm actually going to go another way. I'm taking Anthony Edwards as the Most Improved Player of the Year. I look for Anthony Edwards to really be the guy who makes that Minnesota Timberwolves team go. Like, he's got to be the most important player on that team. He's going to have to be the engine that makes that team go. He's going to be the second best team defensively, second best player on that team defensively as well. I also think Tyrese Halliburton should have a massive season this year. So those two guys are my number one and number two for Most Improved Player of the Year.
I like Tyrese Halliburton too.
I love Tyrese Halliburton, man. I'm a huge fan of Tyrese Halliburton.
I could also see Tyrese Maxey winning that. He's another kid that got paid.
Yep.
He got paid.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, now you have. It's clear now, right? Like, I think you have to be the third part of that big three. You
100%.
You can no longer count on.
For sure, shit never relied on Tobias Harris.
Right? Tobias Harris, right? Like talk about bad contracts, bad investments. That's looking terrible, right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You paid Tobias Harris, and he ain't did a damn thing since
diddly squat, as Jim Mora used to like to say. Diddly poo.
Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, James Harden, right? We kind of saw clips of it last night, right? So, yeah, I can definitely see Tyrese Maxey taking the jump. Like, to your point, right? Like, Ja Morant kind of unfairly reset the standard for Most Improved, right?
Yep, 100%.
So if you're looking for a guy to improve and you're expecting a quote unquote Ja Morant type leap, you're gonna be disappointed because none of these dudes are gonna take that type of leap, right? Right? Like none. Maybe.
Anthony Edwards could take that leap, but he's already. Anthony Edwards isn't at the level that John Morant was at this.
That means Anthony Edwards has to be in the MVP conversation. He's not.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. So
exactly.
That's why I mentioned my dark horse, right, with Zion Williamson. Like, if the New Orleans Pelicans are really good, and like he's the only piece they really added, like he's going to be the MVP conversation.
So here's the thing: if Zion can give me, let's just say, average 24 and 8, and he played like 70 games, he played like 70 games this season. In the bag, he got it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that would absolutely be a thing. Like, he would absolutely win Most Improved Player of the Year. He would continue that trend. Moving on from Most Improved Player of the Year to Defensive Player of the Year. Let's talk about some of the candidates here. Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, Marcus Smart, Ben Simmons, Mikal Bridges, Giannis Antetokounmpo, because we have to put him on there, and Evan Mobley. My dark horse for Defensive Player of the Year is actually Ben Simmons. Think they're like 2 years ago he was the best wing defender in the NBA. Probably should have won it over Rudy Gobert. But he's gonna have to be the key cog when it comes to the defensive side when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, because the rest of the players on that team not great defensively. Ben Simmons is gonna have to be the best. Yeah, it's not going that good right now. They're getting killed. But yeah, Ben Simmons is going to have to be the best player on that team defensively. They're going to be really, really title competitors where they want to go. But who I actually have winning the award is a guy who's been scratching the surface of being the offensive player of the year for the last couple seasons. He's come up short a couple times here. It's Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat. This is a guy whose versatility on defense. He can guard 1 through 5s effectively. And Miami is going to have to be an elite defensive team because I don't think they're that good offensively. And Bam Adebayo is the key cog when it comes to defensive player of the year. Bam Adebayo.
Okay, I kind of have 2 dark horses. I got Benson. I'm with you on the Ben Simmons train, right? I am with you there. I think the second dark horse is what's his name in New Orleans? Herb Jones.
Herb Jones, yeah. I like that one too.
And the guy I have winning it, oh man, the guys you have listed. The one thing I like about all of them is if you put them on the perimeter, they're not lost. Everybody except Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
So, and I think with Marcus Smart winning it, he has reset the thing. Like, all right, so like now you got to be able to guard on the perimeter. Like that's part of that's part of playing defense. It's not just shot blocking and grabbing 50 rebounds, Rudy Gobert. That being said, and he could also win Most Improved. I'm really upset I didn't think of him. Evan Mobley. I think I like Evan. I think it's gonna be a tight race between Evan Mobley, Bam, Miles Turner. If he could stay, Miles Turner tweaked his ankle in warm-ups tonight, bro. Like, bro.
Oh man, that trade value. For Indiana, man. I don't necessarily hate the Evan Mobley pick because, like, he's gonna have to cover for what may be the worst defensive. Was it backcourt, front court? I can never remember. But Darius Garland at
backcourt is the guards. Front court.
Thank you. For Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell, maybe the worst defensive backcourt in the NBA. So look for that front court to have to cover for a lot of that stuff. And Evan Mobley is the key cog there, and Jared Allen. I mean, either one of those two guys could be for sure players when it comes to defensive player of the year.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing. Like, and again, like I think that the requirement has now been reset. Right, for years it was just who can block the most shots, and again, not his fault. Dwight Howard started that. Who can block the most shots? Nobody was blocking 250 shots a season like Dwight Howard was. Then Rudy Gobert came, and it's like I'm blocking 253. I'm blocking 250 shots, and I'm grabbing 400 rebounds. I'm averaging 15
rebounds a game and 3 blocks a game.
And then Giannis ain't still when Giannis just is like, okay, that's all. Giannis is like, all right, I'm grabbing 15 boards, I'm blocking 3 shots, and I'm getting 2 steals a game, bro. And I'm playing perimeter defense. And then Marcus Smart was I don't even know how to describe it. He was just a pest. He was an irritant. And then he
was by far the best wing defender in the NBA last season, and that's why he won the award.
And it's like, Jesus Christ. So it's a year-to-year thing, and we know this. But yeah, I like your Bam pick. I don't hate that.
I think Miami's gonna have to be a really good defensively because I don't think they're good. I don't think they're good offensively at all.
No, they lose a punch off the bench by adding Tyler Hero to the starting lineup.
I mean, they lost PJ Tucker and they didn't replace him with anybody. Like,
because what's his name? I literally just said it because I think they said it tonight at the start of the game. The Heat were one of the league leaders in bench points. Tyler Hero was a big part of that.
Yeah, 100%.
So when you add him to the starting lineup, that's 20 points that you don't have to worry about coming off your bench.
Yep. Moving on from Defensive Player of the Year, we got Coach of the Year, and some of the names I think are in the running for this award for sure. Taylor Jenkins, Tyronn Lue, Jason Kidd, Chris Finch, Darvin Ham, Jason Kidd, Steve Kerr. TJ, who do you have winning the award, and who's your dark horse?
I got Ty Lue winning the award. I'm not. I ain't finna sugarcoat nothing. I got Tyloo winning the award. My dark horse, depending on how ish goes, I'm being a homer. It's Billy Donovan. No, but no, real talk. In all seriousness, my dark horse is probably going to be J Kidd. J Kidd is my dark horse.
I love who you have winning the coach of the year. That's who I got winning coach of the year. I think Tyronn Lue probably should have won it last year over.
See, like that's the thing, bro. This is another, again. This is one of those.
Tyronn Lue coached his
he
bleep off last season. Like, he coached his ass off last season. In and out of the lineup all the time. We never knew who was going to be in and out. Tyronn Lue did a bang up job coaching that team to the play-in. I mean, team that were there were teams more talented than that Clippers team last season that didn't sniff the play-in. So yeah, Tyronn Lue is actually the guy I think I have winning the coach of the year. Getting Kawhi Leonard, getting Paul George back, adding John Wall. That should be a team that's in the top 5 in the Western Conference for sure. And then my dark horse is Darvin Ham. If Darvin Ham is able to corral this Los Angeles Lakers team into something that is productive, I'm talking about if they get out of the play-in, like if they're the 16 in the Western Conference, he should win Coach of the Year. For real, I don't like that's how low the Laker bar is right now. For real.
I watched both games last night, and I watched the rest of the Laker game at work, and it was, you got when you get 70 points out of your big three, that's good, right? 31 from LeBron, 20 whatever from AD, 19 from Russ. That's good, right? Like, you want that. You want to be able to go into every game as long as these 3 dudes are playing and say, I can get between 60 and 70 points out of these 3 dudes. The issue you have, and this is the issue you always bring up, because you're not on the it's all Russ's fault train. You're part of, you're just like, no, this roster sucks.
we saw that last night. I mean, outside of their big 3, the rest of their roster is absolute trash. That's all what it is, man. Lonnie Walker was not good at all last night. Patrick Beverley wasn't good at all last night.
Kendrick Nunn had a sight. Kendrick Nunn had
he was fine. I mean, he was the most productive other guy.
That's
13 points.
Was it 13? Okay, I spotted him one more point.
I mean, it might have been 12. I don't know, but he came off the bench. He scored it was either 12 or 13 points.
It's whatever. He was productive when he was out there. He was productive. No, he was productive when he was out there. It's the truth. All right, they have no 3-point shooting whatsoever. And again, trading Russ and wherever you trade him, if you don't get 3-point shooting in the return, you're still in the same boat. I just want y'all to know that.
100%. I mean, they shot 25% from the 3-point line as a team. LeBron was 3 of 10. Everybody else, I mean, 25%. That's just not going to get it done against the Golden State Warriors team. They didn't shoot it all that well either at 35%. But yeah, that was a rough game for the Los Angeles Lakers.
That was a rough game. That was tough. That was hard to watch.
Yeah,
I think another dark horse is the guy who's taking over for Ime Udoka, but I think the thing he's going to run into is that's not your team.
Yeah, was it Joe Mazzulla?
Joe Mazzulla, something like that.
Mazzulla, that's it, Mazzulla, yeah.
Something like that. So I think that's what he's going to run into. This isn't your play. This isn't your team. That kind of issue.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. I mean, who knows at this point? From Coach of the Year to the Most Valuable Player Award, the players on the list there are Giannis, LeBron, Joel, Nicole, Anthony, Ja. Who do you have?
You don't have the award? Guy listed. You don't have. Since you don't have him listed, he's my dark horse. Go ahead.
Who do you have as your dark horse, and who do you have winning the actual award when it's all said and done?
All right, so this is easy, straight to the point. Luka Doncic is my dark horse. Luka is my dark horse. I ain't got to say no more. Luka is my dark horse. The guy I have winning it, Joel Embiid. And I'm not going to back off my guns, because I literally said when they announced that Joker was winning it, and I think I said it in our group chat, I'm like, yo, Joel Embiid's winning it next year. He's winning it next year. So I'm going down with that ship. Joel Embiid is winning MVP this season.
I'm 100% on the same boat with you. I think Joel Embiid. I think this is going to be one of those things where, like, James Harden continued to, like, James Harden missed the MVP for a couple of years, and then they finally had that third season. He finally got it. I think that'll be the scenario here. And I also think the two other guys that I think are most likely to actually win it are Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo, because they're just so good and their teams they're so important to their team. But I think there's been some voter fatigue on both of those guys. I don't think they're going to give Nikola Jokic a third MVP. I don't think they're going to give Giannis a third MVP, at least not now. LeBron, I don't think he has a chance because I don't think the Lakers will be good enough. Anthony Davis, all the same deal. My dark horse is actually Ja Morant. If Ja Morant wills the Memphis Grizzlies to the number one seed in the Western Conference, is what I predicted if you watch that Western Conference show, he'll be for sure in the conversation when it comes to the MVP. And that I don't know if you've seen anything he did tonight. He had a pass in the game that he played tonight that was just disgusting. Like, it was unreal how amazing it was. Like, it was like it was like Jason Williams was out like on the floor playing, dude. It was wild. And if Ja Morant adds like more playmaking to his game and they end up being the number one seed in the Western Conference, it'll be impossible not to give him the award. But I do think Joel Embiid, it's his time to win the MVP.
Yeah, like, you can make the argument he should have won it last year, and the whole voter fatigue on Giannis and Joker, like, you can make the argument that that's why Giannis won, not Giannis. That's why Joker won it, not the last.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah,
but 2 years ago. But I think, and it's unfair to Joker because the narrative that was spun for him last season, why he won it, is because he didn't have his top two running mates. No Murray, no MPJ, and he still got those guys to what, the fifth seed, whatever.
I think they were the sixth seed. Because I think the Jazz were 4, Mavericks were 5, and I think no. That's right.
Yeah. They played the Warriors in the first round. So like now that those guys are back, they're like, oh, we don't have that quote unquote sympathy factor for Joker anymore. Where it's like, how about Joker's just really that goddamn good? Like, stop. I hate the Joel Embiid should have won MVP because his team's still playing in the playoffs and Joker's not. I'm like, no, that's
a regular season award.
Thank you. It's a regular season award.
Don't be silly. I think Joel Embiid, this is his time to win the award. I think he's been chomping at the bit. And he played pretty good last night. They didn't win that game. And then to the East versus the West. Let's talk about who comes out of the East and who comes out of the West and who hoists the Larry O'Brien Trophy when things are all said and done. TJ.
No, I know one of my predictions ain't looking too good right now, but it's just the first game. So we're not going to panic. I told this to Christian when I kicked it with him the other day. I think you might like this. I got the Nets and the Clippers in the finals. I
for sure like one of those teams.
I know you do.
I for sure like one of those teams to go to the finals. And who do you got winning it all?
I got the Nets in check that. I got the Clippers in 7.
The team that I have coming out of the Eastern Conference is the Milwaukee Bucks. They would have came out of the Eastern Conference if Chris Middleton hadn't gotten hurt last season. I actually think they've gotten a little bit better this offseason. I really like the low key adding Joe Ingles and like adding some shooting to this team. They've gotten better this offseason. If they can get anything out of Marchand Beauchamp, who was playing the G League at night too, who's played pro basketball and should give them some playmaking versatility in the first round pick. The team I have coming out of the Western Conference is, of course, the Los Angeles Clippers. I do think they're the deepest team in the Western Conference. I think they're the deepest team in the NBA. They have an opportunity where they just don't put bad basketball players on the floor. They just don't. There's no point in a game where a bad basketball player is playing for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's just not happening.
Now, do you have a dark horse pick?
My dark horse pick in both conferences. Hold on a second. I think the East is fairly. I guess in the East, I'll take Brooklyn Nets as my dark horse, if that even counts. I'll take the Cavs. I'll do the Cavs as my dark horse out of the Eastern Conference. If I'm taking a dark horse, a team that I think could potentially be there, yeah, I think the Cavs. I think they'll play good enough defense. I think they're good offensively enough to shake it up a little bit. On the Western side, I'll take the Timberwolves to come out of the West as my dark horse.
Well, New Orleans in the West is my dark horse.
I like that too.
New Orleans is my dark horse in the
I
West.
like Denver too. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
good teams in the Western Conference.
it's a lot of good teams in the West. So New Orleans is my dark horse. I'm stuck between because one of the picks is a homer. Like obviously you want your favorite team to make it to the finals. So like the Bulls is one of my dark horses. Milwaukee don't really count as a dark horse.
No, for sure not.
But I'm going like New Orleans, and I think Philly would be my real dark horse.
I'm gonna go Cavs, my Eastern Conference dark horse. I have the Clippers actually winning the whole thing, whole shebang. I have the Los Angeles Clippers win. I think this is the year where Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, John Wall, all those guys finally put it all together. Tyronn Lue wins Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
I mean we didn't even mention Kawhi Leonard when it comes to the MVP conversation. He could be for sure be in the conversation when it comes to MVP.
He looks great right now. Dude, he looks great.
Yeah.
This is probably the best he's looked like physically. Like it's probably the best he's looked since he probably came into his own.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
I think the reason
since he was in Toronto, for real.
Yeah, I think the reason I picked the Nets and the Clippers is because you got two teams that they're kind of going through the same thing, right? They got a collection of talent that, since they've been together, have severely underachieved. Like now, that's unfair to maybe the Clippers because injuries and Kawhi is like he's your star. You're not gonna do to him what the San Antonio Spurs did and be like, all right, dude,
and there was no reason to really rush him back last season. I mean, they were never going to be a title contender. They retooled this season. Like they're going to be super good this year.
And the one thing I always say about them is Steve Ballmer, the owner. Like, bro, like he's building. They're getting out of Staples.
They're building a megaplex for real. Like it's going to be, the place is going to be massive.
Right, so you're going to have a reason to put asses in the seats. If you're Brooklyn, you're gonna have to if you're Brooklyn, come on now.
This is the last ride for Brooklyn. If this doesn't work out, Kyrie Irving's gone, Kevin Durant's traded, Ben Simmons traded. Like this is the last shot. Like if this is you put all your pieces to the middle. If this doesn't work out, it's all for nothing.
Absolutely.
Moving on from the East versus the West to one of our favorite segments and one of the CEO of Prime Sports World favorite segments, Go Talk. This is the NBA conversation segment. This is called Go Talk. This is where we try to shine on two players or two teams. It's kind of like the last time we did a Go Talk. We picked two teams going up head to head. We didn't get the shine while they were either in the league or while the team was collectively. But this is the opportunity for them to really shine, where we pick two players and we put them head to head, and we pick who is going to have the better career. First of all, I like this because I just like to guess the players. It's just super fun. Well, I'm going to try to ignore the comments here because Izzy always ruins it and ruins all the fun. But yeah, Go Talk is now, so let's go.
First, I tried to find two coaches to do because we can do that too. But
I think that's interesting.
I think that's going to be my next one. I tried to find a coach that can go up against Larry Brown, but Larry Brown has a chip, and over like 1,000 wins, and every coach that also has over 1,000 wins has more than one chip. And then there's like Rick Adelman, who has over 1,000 wins, who doesn't have a chip. So that was like, you're not helping me, bro. Like, goddamn. And Doc Rivers is still coaching, so I can't pick him. But anyway, I found two players. This was literally on a whim. And so the first player was drafted in the year 2000. He's a second-round pick, 43rd overall. Went to Ohio State. Played from literally the year 2000 to 2012, so 12 years. Was a combo 2 and 3, shooting guard, small forward. I think I've maybe done him before. I think I have done him before.
You may have done him before. I think I know who this is, but who do you play for?
I definitely did him before. It's the Bucks and the Suns.
Yeah, okay. So that's Michael Redd.
That's Michael Redd, and I know for a fact I haven't done the second player before.
Well, as soon as you said he went to Ohio State in the year he was drafted, I knew who it was, even if he had done it before. So Michael Redd, give me his stats. Let me get some stats.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Let me go back. 11,000. Oh, one-time All-Star 2004, All-NBA third team 2004. Was Big Ten Freshman of the Year in '98. Points 11,972. That's 19 a game. 2,411. That's 3.8 or 4 rebounds a game. And 1,338. That's 2.1 assists a game. He was a part of that '08 redemption team. So he got a gold. He got some under 20, like some youth Olympic stuff, like the under 21 stuff. Like he was a part of two teams on that. So he has technically three golds, but the only one that people really care about is
Yeah, yeah. That
the big
redeem team
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the '08 one. And so you got all that. That's
Yep.
everything. All
Mhm.
right. So was player two was drafted 10th overall in 1994 out of
Okay.
Temple. He went to Temple. So he was part of the. He got coached by John Chaney. Jesus, that's some good coaching. He played from '94 to 2008. He was drafted by the Lakers. '94 to '08.
Okay.
Also a 2-3 combo. Played the two and could play the three depending on situation.
Okay.
Lakers, Lakers, Hornets, Heat, Grizzlies, back to the Heat, finish with the Mavericks. You got that?
Yeah.
One more time?
Yeah, I got it. Lakers, Hornets, Heat, Grizzlies, Heat, Mavericks.
Okay. Three-time All-Star,
Is
98.
he? I don't think it's who you just said it because I don't think he played for the Grizzlies or the Mavericks.
Did Izzy say somebody?
Yeah, he thinks it's Eddie Jones, but I don't think.
It is Eddie Jones.
Oh, that's who I have originally because when you said it was '94 out of Temple. Okay, so his career. Let me get the numbers.
uh, Three-time All-Star, '97, '98, and 2000. All NBA third team the year 2000. Three-time NBA All Defensive second team from '98 to 2000. Uh, All rookie first team '95. Steals leader in 2000. Won Atlantic 10 Player of the Year in '94. 14,155 points. That's 15 a game. 3,857 rebounds. That's literally 4.0 on the dot rebounds a game, and 1,620 steals, 1.7 or basically two steals a game.
Wow.
And he has one gold medal on the under 21 team that went to. I don't know where this is at. I have no idea where this is at, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But he has an under 21 gold medal.
Um, man, so the thing about my Eddie Jones is like after he got traded away from the Lakers, they went on and win
They went
titles.
on,
Like
but that was like literally every place he played in. So like
yeah, he got traded away from the Heat too, and like they ended up winning titles as well. So they like the catalyst if you wanted to win a title is you needed to trade away Eddie Jones. I think it's hard to really talk about Michael Redd career without talking about a bunch of what ifs. Like he was never really healthy. He could never really ever really put it back together after he hurt the knee for the first time.
Izzy says this is a wash.
Same player impact. I'll say Jones better defender. Michael Redd was a better, well-rounded offensive player. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to give the slight edge to Michael Redd because I think he was just the better. Like his peak, Michael Redd's peak, I think was better than Eddie Jones's peak.
Okay,
But
so
both these players are extremely close.
That's tough. So you said his peak was higher than, and you could argue like you can make that argument. So 2003 to 2003 to 2008, that 5 year stretch, Michael Redd 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 22, 21. Eddie Jones, his peak was pretty much from his second year on.
Yeah,
Like,
in 1999 to 2000, he scored 20 points a game as a member of the Charlotte Hornets.
And like his second year in the league, he got
12.8 points per game.
he get hurt. No,
He played 70 games that season. No, he didn't get hurt. He just
Okay. We just
I think that's the year that Kobe joined the league, and that's probably why his numbers dipped.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest. I just think Michael Redd's ceiling, I think, was higher than Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones had a longer career and he was a better defender, but Michael Redd's body completely gave out on him. I mean, who knows what his career could have been if he had been able to play as long as Eddie Jones played. I mean, Eddie Jones played 11, 13, 15, 16 years in the NBA. Michael Redd only got 12.
And Eddie Jones was a part of that. Eddie Jones was a part of those Heat teams that used to battle with the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
they lost to the Pistons in the ECF before this is before they made the Shaq trade too. So yeah, Eddie Jones and Van Exel worked. They were
pretty damn good together. That was a really good combo. But yeah, I think we're gonna go at Michael Redd, but this is extremely close. Let me know down in the comment section what you think if you were to pick the GOAT talk between Michael Redd and Eddie Jones. We're interested to see what you guys take on that would be. This is.
I know for a fact my next GOAT talk is gonna be between two coaches. So I gotta find.
I love it, dude.
I gotta find some coaches that yeah.
But this has been Prime Sports World. This has been our predicting all of the major awards when it comes to the NBA season. Saturday we're going to jump back into the crossover. Just going to break down the stuff that we've seen on the court so far over the first couple games of the NBA season. I've been David Huppin, right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins, and tomorrow we're going to be giving you our games of the week. You don't want to miss that content. I've been David Huppin, right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins. And TJ, what do we do here at the Prime, my friend?
We bring the heat, and it's going to heat up this weekend, and I'm going to love it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 7 degrees here in Fort Wayne. After it's going to be in the 20s tonight in Fort Wayne. It's supposed to be 7 degrees this weekend, so I'm going to enjoy it. I've been David Huppin, TJ Hopkins. You guys all have a good night and stay safe out there. And enjoy the basketball action for sure. Peace out, brother.